La Yasha'Allah, which means to Israel. Upanya, what's it like that? Amadium, Upanya Hakodam, which means to rise and face the east. All right. All right. And we are going to get into the Lord's Prayer. All right. Again, Amadium, which means to stand. Upanya Hakodam, which means to rise and face the east. All right. The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Avnahu, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shukar, Yahweh, Malak Waka, Taba'a, Rakzaka, Haya, Asha, Baratazak, Kawa, Haya, Bashmayim, Thalanahu, Lakam, Kal Yawam, Wasalakanahu, Kabawatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawat Yanawa, Wala'a, Taba'anawa, Wanasayawan, Abba, Hawashinawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Watapara, La, Nami, Aman. In English, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. Amen. The cock, the power, in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'akashah, Nathalanahu, Hakak, Hakak, La'arba'ah, Kal Makalat, Kal Manawah, Hakak, La Zahar, Hamakazari, Hakak, La Hakim, Hamathim, Hakak, Our Kawat, Hatama'ala, Lagarishan, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Dawaraman. The power in English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Barak Lanawa, Ba'asha'ala, Wahabayah, Saparia, Barak, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Dawaraman. In the English, what we just said was, Lord, in the name of Yahushua, Jesus Christ, bless us in Israel, in the school. In the name of Yahushua, Jesus Christ, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'a, Ayanya, Aharia, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Azariah, Ma'ayim, Yahweh, Asha, Shemaya, Waratasa, Ayathan, Lamawats, Regalka, Ayanawam, Shemarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemarka, Yahweh, Tazaka, Ayat, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Ashamash, La'a, Yakakak, Yarak, Walayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Mukara, Yashamar, After Yahweh, Yashamar, Sala'atka, Wawaka, Mayata, Wa'ai, Yawamam. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim Adam Yalaka, Alta Karach, or Alta Shakwa, Al Kayahana, Awabika, Yahama Yawan, Ra'ash Al Amaka, Yarayama, Sabadat, Wayathat Yatazawa, Al Tizapawanyaka, Amara, Lakawat, Nakakidam, Goya, Wala Aya Sakara, Shamya Sha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, and Watazawa, Labat, Kadwa, Alika, Wariath, Yakaratu, Ahoya, Adamam, Wayashama Aliyam. Mama Abba, or Guardian, Gabal, Wamawan, Wamalak, Lashat, Am Yashabi, Tazabor, Gum Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Ayawa, Zerad, Labani Lawat, Salah, Ashalaham, Kamadi, Kasaya Sara'a, Kayabi, Banakol, Kayashwan, Ashamatu, Bayanda Aura, Hayawa, Laman, La Adama, Shathamba, Nada, Yamawa, Kaira, Kazabat, Katazolana, Karnasi Akamba, Ashore, Amara, Narasha, Lanawa, Af, Naawa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shathamba, Kagogala, Kokwash, La Panya Rawaka, Ka'ash, Tabaria Ira, Kwat Dala Slagi. Wa Talabat, Dalahats, Hari, Khan, Darakatma, Visarika, Wabasa Wapatka, Dalaham, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashu, Shika, Yahawah Yabashwa, Wayabahoba, Aya'a, Wayakaparva, Wayakabatwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya Atha, Shukar, Yahweh, Labatka, Ari1, Al Kaharakaza. In English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee are lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off for being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and Hagarians, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines of the houses of Tyre. Ashur also joined with them. They have hoped in the children of Lot, Salah. Go to them as to the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook Kisan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth, make the nobles like a rib, and like Zeb, yea, all the princes as the Ba, and as the Muna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded and troubled forever, yea. Let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. All right. Isupk, power structures. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now, right now, to the evils and curses and punishment and destruction, to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school, to the evils and curses and punishment and destruction, to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter thy sanctuary. To the evils and curses and punishment and destruction, to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, works of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels, and radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way, or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh Shai, Michael, and Gabriel come down with flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that is the angels who have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you always, so be it. All right. Sorry, which makes the turn. Open. Yeah. Yeshavium, which means to be seated. All right. Real quick. All right. First, I want to say shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah to the brothers, shalom to the shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah to the brothers, shalom Yahweh Shamar, Alatah Shem Yahushua to the sisters. All right. I am priest and officer 5000 in Bacabia, out of Minnesota, Isupk, Minnesota to be exact, under commanding General Yohana. All right. Minnesota, Twin Cities, out here in the Midwest. As you know, every Saturday, Lord allow, we have what is called the Sabbath service. All right, which is something that is custom and traditional to the Israelites. If you are a so-called Black, Latino, North American Indian of the 12 tribes, which is the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, God's chosen people. If you fall in between or in line with those tribes of Israel, this is for you. All right. Just like many cultures, they have ceremonies, they have memorials, they have services and stuff like that. However, this is our tradition, okay, where we come together as a people and we go into our records, which is the Bible, The Bible is the biblical and prophetic book with records pertaining to the Israelites, those that are so-called Black, Latino, or North American Indian. And in those records is going to give us our identity, our language, our everything. All right. Who we are as a people, what is our mission, what we are to do today, what we did in the past, and what we are supposed to do moving forward in the future. Okay? Up until when Christ returns. When Christ returns, that's when everything is going to change, the face of this entire place. Meaning that the people that are at the top ruling this earth unjustly are going to be at the bottom. And those that have been mistreated, those, God showed the people to be exact, are going to be at the top. Now, it sounds imaginary. It sounds like it's not going to be possible. There's a lot of things that seem to be impossible right now. But however, the fact that, Black people, Mexicans and Native Indians cannot be at the top is impossible. It's not. It's very possible. It's going to happen. And if you are not able to see it in this day and time, your future generations are going to see it, because it's going to happen, whether you believe it or not. Okay? So with that being said, we are going to dive into Deuteronomy chapter 6, going all the way to chapter 8. Okay? And so first we get into 7 verses, reading into the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, and then we go into the bastard's tongue, which is the English, all right? Or Pig Latin, the oppressor's language. But give me one moment. Let me do one thing, and then we are going to get started. Let me check something. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right. 1 second, y'all. Okay. Which one is this one? So that's 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got you. All right. Boom. All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 11. All right. 11 to verse 17. And if anybody has any questions or concerns, you can type it into the chat. All right. We are not Christians. We do answer questions. All right. All right. This is Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 11 in Hebrew. Wabatayas, Mala'ayim, Ka'al, Tawab, Ashar, La'ad, Mala'ath, Wabarath, Katazawabium, Ashar, La'ad, Katabath, Karamium, Wazayathium, Ashar, La'ad, Nata'ath, Wa'abakalath, Washabayith, verse 12. Hashamar, Lot, Path, Rapan, Tashakak, Ath, Yahweh, Ashar. Hawa Tazayak, Maharataza, Matazari, Mabayath, Ibadu. Verse 13, Ath, Yahweh, Al-Hayak, Tara'ah, Wa'athwa, Thaibad, Wabashamwa, Wabashamwa, Tashabai, verse 14, La'ah, Tala Kawan, Akaria, Alahayim, Akarim, Malaaya, Ta'imim, Ashar, Sabayab, Wath Yakam, verse 15, Kaya, Al, Quana, Yahweh, Al Hayak, Ba Karabak, Pun, Yakara, Yahweh, Al Hayak, Bak, Wahashamad, Ma'alam, Panya, Adama, verse 16, La'ah, Tanasawa, Ath, Yahweh, Alahayakam, Kashar, Nasiyatham, Bamasa, verse 17, last verse. Shamawar, Dashamarwan, Ath, Matazawath, Yahweh, Alahayakam, Wa'idas Yawah, Salaki, 1 second. Wakwakiwa, Ashar, Tazawak. And then that's it on that. Slap it up. All right, now I'm going to get into the English. All right, this is going to be Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 11. All right, so well, first things first, let me see something. Let's start from the top real quick, okay? Verse 1. This is verse 1. Now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments, which the Lord your God commanded to teach you, that ye might do them in the land whither you go to possess it. Verse 2. That thou mightest fear the Lord thy God, to keep all his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee, you and thy son, and thy son's son, all the days of thy life, that thy days may be prolonged. So one thing I do want to say about this is, in the Christian church, what we see a lot of times is, in the church, they talk about how the law is done away with. There's not one scripture in the Bible that proves what they are saying about the law being done away with. It is not in the Bible. However, what you are going to find is how the Most High, the Most High continuously repeats himself about how you should keep the laws, how it's going to prolong your life, how it's going to protect you, how it's going to benefit you. That is what the Bible says in the Old Testament, in the New Testament, in the Apocrypha, from Genesis all the way to Revelations. The Bible continuously says the same thing about the law, which is you have to keep it. And it tells you what happens if you do not keep it. So you see both sides. All right. If you want to continue to listen to the pastor who, makes sin seem like, something acceptable and that you don't have to keep the law, because if you're not keeping the law, what are you keeping? Sin. You know what I mean? Then you got a pastor out there who says to keep the law is to be in sin, which doesn't make any sense at all. If you break the law, you are in sin. But if you keep the law, you're not sinning. So that's like in today's time, right? Let's say for those who live in the U.S., okay, in America, if you break the law, you are in trouble. So if you break the Most High's laws, you are in trouble. You are going to be penalized. If you break into someone else's, someone's store, right? If you break into a store, you bust out the windows, you steal the values, you are going to be punished. That's how life is. When you go against what the Lord said for us to do, you are going to find yourself in trouble. When you break any type of rules, there is a consequence that comes with it. Something always comes with it. You can't just do whatever you want and think that nothing is going to happen to you or to those around you. Something is going to happen. But however, when you decide to listen to the priests and prophets of the Most High, because these are the Most High's words at the end of the day, although it comes out of someone else's mouth, these are the Most High's words, right? Your life will be prolonged if you listen to someone with wisdom, and not someone who can feed you, feed you, feelings and emotions, because God is not an emotion. God is not someone that you feel and touch and think about. The Most High is a real being. He is a power that is not about emotion. He's about your obedience. Obedience is actionable. Obedience is that thing that you have to prove. Not something that you say, but something that you have to prove. All right? I pray you understand. Verse 3, Hear therefore, O Israel, and observe to do it, that it may be well with thee, and that ye may increase mightily, as the Lord God of thy fathers hath promised thee, in the land that floweth with milk and honey. Now again, the Most High gave us a lot of things, and he promised us many things. The only thing is we did not uphold our promise to him. He has. The Most High has did every single thing that he told us that he was going to do, but we did not do it. We did not uphold our bargain for the Lord. And because of that, we are suffering every day. Right now, today is, so-called Independence Day for America. Understand, when America got their independence, you were not a part of the victory. You were still a part of just being a slave, being at the bottom, and which you are very much today. And if you celebrated Juneteenth and you celebrating, good night, the white man's independence, that says a lot about you. That shows how much of a sucker and a slave you are. That's what it shows. It just shows just how you are just a homeborn slave, like the Bible says in Jeremiah. Is Israel a servant? Is Israel a homeborn slave? That's the question. All right. I'm going to skip everything else and go back to 11, all right? Because that's the gist of all of that between verse 1 through 10. Verse 11, And houses full of all good things which thou fieldest not, and wells diggest, which thou diggest not, vineyards and olive trees which thou plantest not, when thou shalt have eaten and be full. Verse 12, Then be aware lest thou forget the Lord, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. Also, too, constantly throughout the book of Deuteronomy, specifically, you are reminded of what the Lord has done for you and how you should not forget what he has done for you and who he is. The reason why the Most High has to continuously repeat himself, because what he knows that you do not know is throughout time, throughout your generations, everything that he said that he wanted you to remember, everything that you went through as a people, eventually you will forget. You will start to get too comfortable and complacent and not take this power, this masculine spirit, this God, the Most High, serious anymore. You won't consider him in throughout your life. Instead of keeping the high holy days, you are keeping Independence Day of somebody else's culture, somebody else's victory. And also, too, even Thanksgiving, that's a victory over your own people. The same people that you say that is not your people, who are your people, like Black Latinos, I'm speaking to you specifically. The North American Indians, or any Indians of the 12 tribes, those are your families. Those are your kinfolk, and they were affected. Thanksgiving was a victory that the white man won over them. And it was a loss for them because they lost their lives. They lost their reservations, their home, their language, their culture. They lost everything to this very day. And you go and celebrate the white man's victory just like the 4th of July. You are disgusting. You are a piece of garbage if you do so. I just want to let you know, if nobody else lets you know, you are a piece of garbage. All right? Let's go on. However, we are supposed to remember these things because the Most High brought us out of Egypt. Nobody else did it. Moses led the way, but through the Most High's power, his direction, his orders. The Most High is the reason why, we are out of Egypt. The Most High is going to be the reason why we get out of this captivity as well in America and all over the entire earth. Verse 13. Thou shalt fear the Lord thy God and serve him, and shalt swear by his name. 14. Ye shall not go after other gods of the gods of the people which are round about you. Come on, man. We should not go after the gods of the other people, the other nations of people that are round about us. There are races of people around about us that are not our people, who serve gods and serve things that do not represent the Most High at all. And 4th of July is one of them. And because of that, it's not going to benefit you, it's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you. It's not going to benefit you whatsoever. I pray you understand. Let's keep going. 15. For the Lord thy God is a jealous God among you, lest the anger of the Lord thy God be kindled against thee and destroy thee from off the face of the earth. Ye shall not tempt the Lord your God as ye tempted him in Massah. So we have tempted the Most High before. We shall not do it again. Did we do it again? Absolutely. The Most High is a jealous God. Just like how a man gets jealous if his woman is giving another man attention, the Most High has a similar jealousy. He hates the fact that he is the one that created you, nobody else. You are the Most High's creation. All right? The Most High created the Israelites, meaning that I'm not saying out of thin air, nothing like that. I'm saying in the sense of the Most High's chosen people. The Most High made everybody. The Most High is responsible of the human race, but there's a specific chosen race of people within that entire human race that he chose. And the fact that he called you to be his chosen, his favorite, you go and follow somebody else and you choose a different God instead of choosing the Most High. Absolutely, the Most High is jealous. He is infuriated. He is upset. And you wonder why we go through what we go through as a people. Because the Most High is trying to show you that you belong to him and not anyone else. Okay? 17. Ye shall diligently keep the commandments of the Lord your God, and his testimonies and his statutes which he have commanded thee. Now we have been ordered to keep these things by the Most High. And if we want to live a long life, if we want to survive, if we want to thrive as a people, we have to do as we were ordered and told to do. All right? Let's get back into the Hebrew. 8. All right, let's get it. All right, Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 18. Oh, sorry, let me check something real quick. Okay, and then okay. All right, more time course. All right. All right, Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 18. Wa Ashiath. Hayashar. Wa Hatawah. Bayanya. Yahweh. Lama'ain. Yayatab. Lak. Waba'ath. Waya Rashath. Ath. Haratazah. Hatabah. Ashar. Nashabah. Yahweh. La Abayak. Verse 19. La Da. Ath. Ka'al. Ayabyak. Mapanya. Kashar, Dabar, Yahweh. Verse 20. Kayab. Yasha'alak. Banak. Makar. Lamar. Ma. Ha'adah. So it's like Ha'adath. Wahakwakim. Mashapatim. Ashar. Tatawa. Yahweh. Alahayanwa. Athakam. Verse 21. Wa Amarath. Labanya. Ibatim. Hayayanwa. La Parah. Wa Matazarian. Wa Tazayanwa. Yahweh. Matazarayim. Vaya. Dazakwa. Yeah. Verse 22. Vayathan. Yahweh. Awatha. Wamapathium. Gadolium. Warayim. Wamatazarium. Waparai. Wabaqual. Wayathwa. Yanwa. 23, verse 23. Wa Hawataziyah. Masham. Lamayim. Habayah. Athanwa. Latath. Lanwa. Ath. Haratazah. Ashar. Nashabai. La Abadiyanwa. Verse 24, last verse. Waya Tazawanwa. Yahweh. La Ashwath. Ath. Ka'al. Hakwafim. Ha'ala. La Yara'ah. Ath. Yahweh. Alhayanwa. La Tawa. Lanwa. Ka'al. Hayamyam. La Kayathian wa Kahayawam. Huzzah. And then that's it on that. Clap it up. All right, back into the pig's Latin bastard's tongue. This is Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 18. And thou shalt do that which is right and good in the sight of the Lord, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest go in and possess the good land which the Lord swore unto thy fathers. 19. To cast out all thine enemies from before thee, as the Lord hath spoken. 20. And when thy son asketh thee in time to come, saying, what mean the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which the Lord our God hath commanded you? And then thou shalt say unto thy son, we were Pharaoh's bondmen in Egypt, and the Lord brought us out of Egypt in a mighty hand. So what's being said right here is that the Most High, verse 18, Moses, of course, the words of the Most High is speaking to the children of Israel to let them know, make sure that you do right and good in the sight of the Most High, because he gave you this land that he promised and swore unto your fathers. Fathers meaning your forefathers, the people who came before you, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. These were the men that came before who? Moses. That's why Moses, being in this time, he is explaining this to the children of Israel at that point in time, that this land that the Most High has given you, this was promised generations ago to our forefathers. So do right by this land. Do good in the sight of the Most High, because he gave you this land. That's what you should do. That's how you're going to uphold, you know what I mean, that bargain, that contract, that deal with the Lord, by showing him, because you are doing right and doing everything that he told you to do, you have done an amazing job, and you are keeping the promise of this land. You are keeping this thing, just right. Because again, the Most High swore this to to our fathers, our forefathers, that this land that he promised us was going to be given to us soon. And here we are. Okay? And let me see. So now, verse 20 again. And when thy son asketh thee in time to come, saying, what mean the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which the Lord our God hath commanded you? So the question is, what exactly are you speaking about when it talks about the testimonies, the covenants, the laws, the statutes, and the judgments? Like what exactly does this mean? Understand that a contract was made with Israel once they got out of Egypt. Okay? All right? It was a contract with the Most High. Verse 21. Then thou shalt say unto thy son, we were Pharaoh's bondmen in Egypt, and the Lord brought us out of Egypt in a mighty hand. 22. And the Lord showed signs and wonders great and sore upon Egypt, upon Pharaoh, and upon all his household before our eyes. Yeah, it was amazing too. And he brought us out from thence, that he might bring us in to give us the land which he swore unto our fathers. Verse 24. And the Lord commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear the Lord our God for our good always, that he might preserve us alive as it is at this day. Okay? Once again, exactly what I just said. We had a contract with the Most High once we got out of Egypt. The Most High showed his power. He showed how our enemy got destroyed before our eyes. He showed us signs and wonders. And then he made contracts so that way we can live and not die. That was the contract. We are not supposed to be celebrating 4th of July, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Memorial Day, and Pride Month, and just whatever else is coming up, Halloween, all these birthdays. Like there are things that are not of the Lord that we need to, understand. This is not of the Lord, and it's going to destroy us because it's not of the Lord. All right? Let's get back into the Hebrew, okay? So, all right, more sign of Christ. Let's get it. Okay. Not yet. So like y'all give me 1 second, all right? Okay, all right. This is Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 25. What has a doc? Oh, what has a doc? Tahaya, Lanawa, Kaya, Lashamar, Lashawath, Ko, Ha, Matazawa, Haza'at, Lapania, Yahweh, Alahaniya, Salai, Alahayanwa, Kashar, Tazawanwa. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1. Kaya, Yawayak, Yahweh, Alahayak, Al, Haratazah, Ashar, Atha, Ba'a, Shema. La Rashta on the show. So give me 1 second. Shema La Rashath on the show. Oh, Gawian, Rabian, Mapanya, Hakathia, Waha Garagashia, Waha Amaria, Waha Kanania, Waha Parazia, Waha Kawaya, Waha Yawasaya, Shabaya, Gawiam, Rabiam, Wa'at Taza Wamyam, Mamak, verse 2, Wanathamyam, Wanatham, Yahweh, Al-Hayat, Lapanya, Waha Kayathim, Hakaram, Thakariam, Atham, La'ah, Thakarath, Laham, Variath, Wala'ah, Takanum, verse 3, Wala'ah, Tata Katan, Bum, Batak, La'ah, Tathan, Labanwa, Wabathwa, La'ah, Taquak, Labanak, verse 4, Kaya, Kaya, Yasayar, Ath, Banak, Ma'akaria, Wabatwa, Al-Hayam, Akarim, Wakara, Yahweh, Wakam, Waha, Shemad, Mahar, verse 5, Kaya, Ka, La'ishwa, Laham, Mazabath, Mazabak, Dayaham, Datazawa, Wa Matazabak, Dashabarwa, Wa Sharaham, the guy 1, Wapa Sayal Yaham. The Shar Rapawan. Ba'ash. Verse 6, last verse. Kaya, Ain. Parawash. Athar. La Yahweh. Al Hayak. Bak. Wakar. Yahweh. Al Hayak. La Hayawath. Lawa. La'ain. Sagala. Makal. Ha'aimya. Ashar. Al. Panya. Ha'adamah. And then that's it on that. Let's clap it up. All right. Let's keep going. All right. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 25, last verse of this chapter. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God as he hath commanded us. All right. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land, whether thou goest to possess it, and have cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thee. Verse 2, and when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. 3, neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt take unto thy son. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly. Now, once again, interracial marriages. There are people, now you are not. Now, you got to understand that all Black, Latinos, North American Indians, 12 tribes. You have 12 tribes of people. All right, 12 tribes, 12 different flavors of your own people that you can actually marry. But outside of that 12, it is a sin. And those other 12, anybody that is not Black, Latino, North American Indian, if they are not your people, if they are not a part of one of those 12 tribes, you cannot marry them because they serve a God that is not your God. And because of that, they are going to turn you away from the Most High. And we see it all the time. We wonder why, the spirit on a Black man looks different when he marries a white woman. You wonder why? Because that's not his woman. That's not his people. It's the same thing with, an East Indian, an Arab man, an Asian, Chinese, Japanese, Korean. The East Indians is the one from India, right? The ones with the dot on the forehead. You wonder why their spirit looks so different. A Black, Latino, North American man spirit looks different when they marry outside of their race. It's because that's not their people. Okay? It's like oil and water, which does not mix, which you are not supposed to mix. All right? So, you got to keep it within the family. That's not your family. All right? So, let's keep going. Verse 4. Verse 5. But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars and break down their images and cut down their groves and burn their graven images with fire. Verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. For the Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. That's racism. That's, you being superior, over another people. You being at the top and someone else being at the bottom of the hierarchy. Okay? So the Israelites are supposed to be the ones ruling at the top and supposed to be above all people of the nations that are on the earth. And also too, right? Their images are supposed to be destroyed. There should be no Independence Day. There should be no Halloween, Japanese, Chinese New Year's. There should be none of that. There should be no Buddha. There should be no Christianity, no Islam. All of that is supposed to be done away with, meaning destroyed. Supposed to be gone. Not non-existent. Okay? Verse 7. I'm sorry, that was on that part. Let's keep it going. 7 to 13. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. All right, let's keep it going, all right? Where we at? 7 to 13. Okay. All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 7. La'ah. Rabakam. Ma Rabakam. Makal. Ha'imim. Kashab. Yahweh. Bakam. Bayabakar. Bakam. Kaya. Atham. Hamayit. Makal. Ha'imim. Verse 8. Kaya. Ma'abath. Yahweh. Athakam. Wama Shamarwa. Ath. Hashabai. Ashar. Nashbai. La Abathikam. La Abathikam. Hawa Tazaya. Yahweh. Athakam. Bayad. Kazakwa. Waya Padak. Mabayath. Ibadium. Mayad. Pariah. No, Pariah. Yeah. Pariah. Malak. Matazarium. Verse 9. Wayadiath. Kaya. Yahweh. Alahayat. Hawa'ah. Alahayim. Ha'ol. Hana'im. Hana'im. Shamar. Habariath. Waha Kazak. No. Waha Kazad. All right. La'aha. By. Sorry. La Ahabyawa. Wala Shamaria. Matazawathwa. Matazawathyawa. La Allah. The war. Verse 10. Wa ma shalom. La shana'awa. Al. Panyawa. La ha'ab yakwa. So, la ha'abad yadwa. La ya kar. La shana'awa. Al. Panyawa. Ya shalom. Lawa. Verse 11. Washamarath. Ath. Ha matadawa. Wa'ath. Ha kwakim. Wa'ath. Ha mashapatim. Ashar. Anakia. Matadawa. Hayawam. Lashawatham. Verse 12. Wahaya. Iqab. Dashamaywan. Ath. Ha-mashapatim. Ha-Allah. Washamaratham. Wa-ashiatham. Atham. Wa Shamar, Yahweh, Al Hayat, Lat, Ath, Ha Abarath, Wa Ath, Ha Kasai, Ashar, Nashabai, La Abathayat. Verse 13, last verse. Wa Ha Bak, Barakat, Wa Rabak, Wa Barak, Paria, Batanan, Waparia, Adamathak, Da Ganat, Watha Yarashak. All right. Waya Tazarak, Shagar, Alapayat, Alapayat, Wa'ai Shadarath, Tazanak, Al, Ha'adamah, Ashar, Nashabai, La Abathayat, Lathath, Lot. And then that's it on that. Let's clap it up. All right. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 7. And the Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people, for you were the fewest of all people. 8. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he has sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. 9. Know therefore that the Lord thy God, he is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations, meaning for a very long time. Okay. 10. And repayeth them that hate him to their face, to destroy them. He will not be slack to him that hateth him. He will repay him to his face. Thou shalt therefore keep the commandments and the statutes and the judgments which I command thee this day to do them. 12. Wherefore it shall come to pass, if ye hearken to these judgments and keep and do them, that the Lord thy God shall keep unto thee the covenant and the mercy which he sware unto thy fathers. 13. And he will love thee and bless thee and multiply thee, and he will also bless the fruit of thy womb, and the fruit of thy land, thy corn, and thy wine, and thine oil, the increase of thy kin, and the flocks of thy sheep, and the land which he sware unto thy fathers to give thee. All right. So that's pretty much self-explanatory as far as what the Lord said that he was going to do for our people. And if you serve him, this is what you get. If you don't serve him, this is what you will get. You know what I mean? It's that simple. All right, it's very straightforward and simple. And this is the introduction. Like this is the Most High, letting it be known who he is and where he stands when it comes to his people, Israel, and what to expect when it comes to serving him and not serving him. All right, let's keep going. Let's go back to the Hebrew. All right, we almost done here. All right. Excuse me. All right. This is Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 14. Barak, Thahaya, Makal, Tha'imya, La'ah, Yahaya, Bak, Iquar, Wa Iquara. Why? Why Akara? Why Bahamathak? Yeah, that's a long one. Verse 15. Waha Sayar, Yahweh, Bamak Ka'ol, Kalya, Wakal, Madyua, Matazarian, Hara'ayim, Ashar, Yadaith, La'ah, Yashayamam, Bak, Ya Nathan, Bakal, Shanaayat, verse 16, Kalath, Ath, Kol, Ha'imya, Ashar, Yahweh, Allah Hayat, Nathan, Lat, La'ah, Takaz, Ayanak, Al Yahum, Wala'ah, Tayabad, Ath, Alahayahum, Kaya, Mawakwash, Hawa'ah, Lak, 17, Kaya, Thamar, Bak, Rabiam, Hagawam, all right, Hagawamian, Hala, Mamanya, Ayaka, Awakal, Lahawari Yasham, verse 18, La'ah, Thayara'ah, Maham, Zakar, Dazakar, Ath, Ashar, Asha, Yahweh, Alhayat, Lapra'ayah, Walakal, Matazarian, 19, Thamasath, Ha Gadalath, Ashar, Ra'awa, Ayanya, Wahatha, Waha Mapathian, Wahayad, Ha Kazakwa, Wahazarai, Hanatulagi, Ha Natuwaya, Ashar, Hawatazai, Yahweh, Alhayak, Kitkan, Yayasha, Yahweh, Alhayak, Lakal, Ha'imian, Ashar, Atha, Yara'ah, Mapanyahum, verse 20, last verse, Wagam, Ath, Ha-Tazariah, Yashalak, Yahweh, Alhayak, Vam, I, Abad, Hana Sha'arian, Wahana Satharian, Mapanya. All right, let's clap it up. That's it on that. All right, Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 14. Thou shalt be blessed above all people. There shall not be male or female bearing among you, or among your cattle. And the Lord will take away from thee all sickness, and will put none of the evil diseases of Egypt, which thou knowest, upon thee, but will lay them upon all them that hate thee. 16. And thou shalt consume all the people which the Lord thy God shall deliver thee. Thine eyes shall have no pity upon them, neither shalt thou serve their gods, for that will be a snare unto them. So the Most High is talking about what he is going to do for the sake of his people, which is God's chosen people, right? The Israelites, the so-called Black Latinos, North American Indians. But however, what he's going to do what he's going to do towards their enemies. Their enemies is going to be the other nations. It's going to be those Chinese men who, unalive that black 14-year-old boy, man. All right. It's going to be, Austin Metcalf. All right. The one who, lost his life in self-defense from Carmelo Anthony because he was protecting himself, his life. That's why he's alive and Austin is not. All right? Those are our enemies. George Zimmerman, Derek Chauvin. All right? The list goes on. And we cannot serve their gods. If we say that we love our own people, if you say that you love your black and brown people, right? I'm saying that on purpose because that's what people, understand and know, right? In today's society. What you have to understand is if you truly love your people, you have to separate from the people who hate you. You have to do it. You have to separate from their customs and traditions. Everything that you do is tied to something or somebody, to some culture, it has some type of significance to it. Okay? These birthdays, these holidays, the only reason why we celebrate it is because it was passed down to us for generations. But what if the law, statutes, and commandments were passed down for generations and we kept it? There will be no holidays. There will be no birthdays. There will be no 4th of Julys in the homes of black and brown. It wouldn't mean nothing to us at all. All right? Let's keep going. 17, if thou shalt say in thine heart, these nations are more than I, how can I dispose of them? 18, thou shalt not be afraid of them, but shalt well remember that the Lord thy God did unto Pharaoh and unto all Egypt. We should not be afraid of any other nations of people, no matter what they do or what they say. Because remember what the Most High did to Pharaoh in Egypt. So imagine what the Lord can do to those in the U.S., those wicked people in Venezuela who are destroying the Venezuelans, the true Venezuelans, meaning those God's chosen people, because you got multiple different ethnic groups out there, right? But imagine what the Lord can do to protect his people anywhere on the face of the earth. When you obey him, and when these enemies try to come up against you, the Most High will destroy them just like he destroyed Pharaoh. All right, I pray you understand. Verse 19, the great temptations which thine eyes saw, and the signs and the wonders, and the mighty hand, and the stretched out arm, whereby the Lord thy God brought thee out, so shall the Lord thy God do unto all the people of whom thou art afraid. Moreover, the Lord thy God will send the hornet among them until they that are left and hide themselves from thee be destroyed. That is heavy. So let's stop there, go back into the Hebrew. This stuff, so 3, 6, and then 4. Okay. And then, all right. Here we go. Let's get back into the Hebrew now, all right? This is Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 21. La'ah, Tharatazah, Mapaniyaham, Kaya Yahweh, Alahayat, Karabak, Al, got a wall. Wana Slaki, Wa na Wara'ah. Verse 22. Wana Shaw, Yahweh, Alahayat, Ath, Hagarium, Ahol, Wapanya, Ma'ait, La'ah, Thawakal, Kalatham, Mahar, Hun, okay, Tharabah, Al-Yak, Kayath, Hashadah, verse 23. Wana Danam, Yahweh, Alahayak, Lapanya, Wahamam, Mahawama, Gadala, I, Hashamad, Slay, Hashamadam, 24. Wanathan, Malakiham, Bayadak, Wahabadath, Shemam, Matakath, Hashemayim, Yatazab, Asham, Bapanya, Hashabadak, Thumb, verse 25, Pasiyalia, Alahayam, Dashara Pawan, Ba'ash, La'ad, Dakamad, Kasab, Wazahab, Ayaham, Wala Kwakath, La, Pun, Tawakwash, Wawa, Kaya, Tawa Abath, Yahweh, Al Hayat, Hawa'ah, verse 26, Wala'ah, Tawayah, Ta Wa'abadah, Al, Vayathak, Wahayayath, Karam, Bamawa, Shakwatazah, Dashakwatazanwa, Wata'ai, Thaibanwa, Kaya, Karam, Hawa'ah, Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 1, Ka'al, Matazawa, Ashar, Anakia, Matazawak, Hayawam, Dashawarwan, Dashawath, Lamain, Thaka Iwan, Warab Yatham, Wawatham, Waya Ra'ashitam, Ath, Haratazah, Ashar, Nashabai, Yahweh, La Avathath Yakam. All right, let's clap it up. All right, Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 21. Thou shalt not be frightened at them, for the Lord thy God is among you, a mighty God and terrible. And the Lord thy God will put out those nations before thee by little and little. Thou mayest not consume them at once, lest the beasts of the field increase upon thee. But the Lord thy God shall deliver them unto thee, and shall destroy them with a mighty destruction until they be destroyed. And he shall deliver their kings into thy hand, and thou shalt destroy their name from under heaven. There shall no man be able to stand before thee until thou have destroyed them. The graven images of their God shall be burned with fire. Thou shalt not desire the silver or gold that is on them, nor take it upon thee, lest thou be snared therein. For it is an abomination to the Lord thy God. Neither shalt thou bring an abomination into thine house, lest thou be a cursed thing like it. But thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it, for it is a cursed thing. Now, what's very powerful about this right here is that when we take on the other cultures and traditions of a people that are not our people, this is what jams us up a lot. When you take on the spirit of Christianity, the culture of it, Islam, it does not protect you. It does not save you. It does not guard you in any fashion or form. That's why people are still accessible to continue to do crime, to have a lack of a moral compass. They don't have any true standards. They don't have any true guidance of life of how to protect them from the dangers that are out here. Because when situations happen like police brutality, racial discrimination, so on and so forth, you don't know how to counteract. You don't know how to actually practically or logically know how to fight against that. You simply, you kind of go the coward route. You look at what everybody else is doing, but not really looking at it in a logical way. Like police brutality, I'll say it again, right? With police brutality, when someone gets shot down, there is a way to protest. I'm not completely against protesting. It's just about how you do it. When you go out in the streets, in the public, and you are marching and holding up signs and stuff like that, that's not going to do damage to what damage just happened to us as a community. The true damage is to separate yourself from anything that builds them up. As far as businesses, like holidays, the reason why holidays also too are very popular because it's about money at the end of the day. There are people who are in the spirit of the holiday, but there are another people who are in the spirit of the money side, the business side of the holiday. Meaning to them, it's all about money, which is understandable. And if you truly want to hurt, or one way that you want to hurt, the oppressor, who is the white man, his economy, don't celebrate his holidays. Holidays make so much money in just one day, one weekend. That's why a lot of times it's not just about that day. It's about the days that are before and right after. The holiday sales, the holiday weekend, 50% off, 75% off. Because they know that you are going to spend concerning this holiday, and they are going to profit more and more. They're just going to gain money, loads of money. You march in the street about, someone losing their life, they could care less, because you want to know why? It's going to happen again. They're going to do it again. It's going to continue to happen and happen. You are going to march and say that you don't tolerate this type of behavior, but you are going to celebrate Independence Day. You are going to pop fireworks. You are going to enjoy Christmas dinner, Thanksgiving dinner, Memorial Day, Groundhouse Day, St. Patrick's Day, Halloween, New Year's, your birthday. You are going to still indulge in that. You are going to come back to them. Right now, you are separate from them for a time because you have selective anger because of the situation. But if you are truly angry, you would separate from them altogether. You won't partake in the holidays and birthdays and things of that sort. You will get rid of your spirit, take your spirit back from this place that has drained you of everything. And that's true power. That's how you really destroy, someone's system. That's one part out of many, but I'll keep it short for time's sake. All right. Let's keep going. Chapter 8, verse 1. All the commandments which I command thee this day shall ye observe to do, that ye may live and multiply and go in and possess the land which the Lord swear unto your fathers. So we should not take part in anything that is not of the Most High, because it's going to be a curse. It's going to be your downfall. No magic, no ooky spookiness am I speaking about, but it's going to be your downfall, right? Because bad luck necessarily is not real. It's just when you surround yourself with something that you're not supposed to surround yourself with, down the line it's going to affect you in a bad way. It's going to be the downfall of you. All right, it's common sense, but we have to listen in order to have common sense. We have to study to show ourselves approved. We have to listen to wisdom. Listen to somebody that has a better understanding in mind than
yourself. You think that you got all the answers, you don't. But there's somebody that does have answers that you don't have. So listen to that man. And you will be better off. You'll have a better outcome throughout your situations, your decision makings, your life, so on and so forth. All right. Let's go back to the Hebrew and finish this up. 3, 4, 6. All right. Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 2. Was a Karath, Ath, Ka'al, Hadarak, Ashar, Ashar, Hala, Yakak, Yahweh, Alahayak, Zah, Arabayim, Shana, Bamadabar, Lama'ain, Ainatak, La Nasatak, Ladayas, Ashar, Balabak, Hatashamar, Matazawathwa, Matazawath Yawa, La'ah. Verse 3. Waya Anak, Waya Ayabak, Waya Akalat, Haman, Ashar, La'ah, Yedayah, Wala'ah, Yedayah 1, Abba Dayak, Lamayim, Hawa Dayak, Kiyah, La'ah, Al, Halakam, Labadwa, Yakiyah, Ha'adamam, it's like Ha'adam, Kiyah, Al, Kol, Mawataza'ah, Payah, Yahweh, Yakiyah, Ha'adam. Verse 4. Shah Malatham, La'ah, Balatha, Ma'aoyak, Wa Ragalak, La'ah, Batazaqua, Zah, Arabayim, Shana. Verse 5. Wayadayath, Ain, Lababak, Kiyah, Kashar, Yayasar, Ayash, Ath, Banwa, Yahweh, Alahayak, Maya Sarak. Verse 6. Washer Marath, Ath, Matazawath, Yahweh, Alahayak, Alakath, Badarak Yawa. Oh, okay. Wala Yara'ah, Athwa. Verse 7. Kaya Yahweh, Alahayak, Mabayak, Aratazah, Tawabah, Aratazah, Nakoya, Mayam, Ayanath, Wata Hamath, Yatasa Ayim, Baba Ha'ah, Waba Hor. Verse 8, last verse, Aratazah, Kata, Washara, Wagapan, Watana, Wa'arazilla, Wa'ra Ma'wan, Aratazah, Zeriyah, Shaman, Wadabash. And then that's it on that. All right, let's clap it up. Again. All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 2. And thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy God led thee these 40 years in the wilderness to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. Verse 3, and he humbled thee, and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna, which thou knowest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man doeth not live by bread only, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Lord doeth man live. Thy remnant waxed not old upon thee, neither did thy foot swell these 40 years. Thou shalt also consider in thine heart that as a man chasteneth his son, so the Lord thy God chasteneth thee. Therefore thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways and to fear him. For the Lord thy God bringeth thee into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains and depths that spring out of valleys and hills. Verse 8, the last verse. A land of wheat and barley and vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of oil, olive, and honey. So that's it on that. In a nutshell, the Lord again is elaborating what he brings to the table for his people. All right, in simple terms. The Most High is describing this land that he promised our forefathers. So now, generations later, we now have it. So the Most High is just describing through the words, through the mouth of Moses, what it means to serve and obey, him, the Most High God, Yahweh, to be exact, right? And what we can all have and possess. Like right now, in today's time, in 2026, life can be extremely better for everyone, even including the heathens. Although the Most High has a chosen people, everybody in this earth is living unjustly. Everyone in this earth, when I say everyone, meaning this world, not everybody, but this entire earth is upside down because God's chosen people are not in rulership. When you truly study the Bible and you see how the Lord dealt with his people, and how even in history throughout even throughout history, when Black and Hispanic and North American Indians were in some type of rulership, whether it been a certain region, a certain place, like the Byzantine Empire, the Dark Ages, right? When we were in rulership, how life was for everybody, not just the Israelites, not just the Black and Latino North American people that were in rulership, but look throughout history, real artifacts, because the Bible is a true history book. It's not a fairy tale. It's not something that was just created for entertainment. This is real life. When you study and look at it and observe society and see how things were in place, things were in order, things were great, that was because God showed the people were in rulership. Now look at life today. Look at society and ask yourself, are we living the way that we are supposed to be living? No, it's not living at all. It's the opposite. It's death. We are meeting our demise in ways that you never would have thought of or considered. Like life in America today in 2026, or just in the world, in the earth today, it is horrible. It is worse than we have ever experienced or seen or heard of in time, in history. And it's only going to get worse until God's chosen people, the very people who are hated, those so-called Black, Latino, and North American Indians, those that are, get the most hatred and despised and are not considered or regarded, the people who get shot down continuously, the ones that are the most popular bywords and proverbs and racial slurs of this entire place, until we step up and show ourselves to be better than the people that are on top ruling this earth, then, things could be a lot better with us in power. But If we continue to, celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas and birthdays and holidays, the 4th of July, this place will always be an utter hell. Hell is not a place that you go. It is a place that you live, a condition, an environment. It's right here. It's on your block. It's on your neighborhood. It's right now. It's the things that you see that is horrifying on TV, on the news. The moment you open up your phone, the moment you walk out your door, that's hell. In order for that to be fixed, Black, Latinos, North American Indians, we have to build ourselves up to be a people to take over this place, so that way it will never be upside down. It will never be unjust. We have to apply the law, statutes, and commandments, the orders, the examples that Christ laid down for us, the foundation of this book. Until then, hey, we shall see. With that being said, I imagine, which means to stand. All right. All right, again, Imadium, Salakia. Imadium, Pani Apodam, which means to rise and face the east. We are going to get into the Lord's Prayer to begin with. All right, and close out with the power structures. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Kodash, Haya, Shaka, Yahweh, Malakwatka, Taba'ah, Rakazaka, Haya, Ashah, Barakaza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Dalana, Kam, Kawayawam, Wasalaknawa, Kawawatnawa, Kazalaknawa, Kawawathinawa, Wala'a, Taba'anawa, Vanasayawan, Abba, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'alawa, Taparak, La'awalami, Aman. The Lord's Prayer in English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever, so be it. Amen. The Kah, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'akashah, Nathalana, Hakat, La Qur'an, Kamakalak, Kamanawa, Hakat, La Tahar, Hamatazari, Hakat, Bahakim, Hamathi, Hakat, Aratawat, Salaki, Arakawat, Hatam Allah, the Garshim, Ba'ashem Yahushua, the Wadaman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, Sabians. All right. Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Barak Lanawa, Ba'asha'ala, Wahabayah, Sapari, Barak, Ba'ashem Yahushua, the Wadaman. What we just said was in the English, Lord, in the name of Yahushua, Jesus Christ, bless us in Israel, in the school, in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'a, Ayanya, Aharya, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Azaria, Ma'an, Yahweh, Asha, Shamaya, Waratasa, Ayathan, Lumawats, Rugalka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Hanat, La'at, Yanawam, Wala'at, Yashan, Shamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tzaka, Yad, Yamyaki, Yamam, Hashamash, La'ayakakak, Yarak, Walayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Afapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tzada'atka, Wawaka, Mayathat, Wa'ad, Abulam. And in English, I lift up my eyes into the hills from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth
and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim Adam Yalaka Atakaras Atashquat Al Kayahana Awabita Yahama Yawan Ras Al Amata Yawa Sabakat Yata Yatazwa Al to the Pawanyaka Amara Lakawak Mekat Yadam Goya Wala Sakar Shamya Sha'ala Iwada Kayat Nawatazwa Labat Ikadwa Ayata Variath Yakarata Wahoya Alawan Wa Yashamat Alayam Abu Wagari Kabal Ramawan Wamalak Palashat Amishabia Tazawar Dam Ashawar Alawa Imam Hayawa Sarah Labanya Lawat Salat Ashalaham Kamati Kasaya Sara'at Kayabin Banako Kayashwan Nashamadwa Bayana Arwa Hayawa Daman La Adama Shatamwa Nada Yamawa Kara Kazabat Katazo Mana Kana Se Kamba Ashar Amara Narasha Nanawa Af Na'awa Alahaywan Shatamwa Kagogla Kawash Lapanya Rabaka Ka'ash Tabaria Ira Wa Kalabat Dalahat Harim Khan Daratma Basarika Wabasu Patka Dalaham Mala'a Panyaham Kwalawan Bayabakwashwa Shakat Yahawah Yabashwa Wayabaho Ayai Wayakaparwa Waya Abadu Waya Da'ai Waya Salake Wayabaho Ayai Wayakaparwa Waya Abadu Waya Da'ai Kaya Atha Shakat Yahawah Labatka Awiwan Al Kaharataza. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee are lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, and Moab, and the Hungarians, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek. The Philistines with the habits of the Tyre. Ashur also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah, doing to them as to the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, after the brook of Kisan, which spreads at Endor. They became as dungeons for the earth, making those nobles like Oreb, and like Zeb, yea, all the princes as Sabbath, and as Mona, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession, on my power. Make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flames set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded in trouble forever, yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Isupk power structures. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses of punishment and destruction to the heathen that seek to stop us, that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, and the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force the riches to enter thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites, and the nations, and the drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek, synagogues, and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan nations, skinheads, Posse Comitazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. To evict the spirit into thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way, but try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues take the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh Shai and Michael and Gabriel come down with flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it's the angels who have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai, our King, our King, thank you always, so be it. All right. All right, sorry, this means to turn. Salaki. There you go. All right. All right. All right. Isupk, courtesy salute for the men, for the brothers. Men of Israel, my Shabbat, I imagine. Barak, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakatah, Yazmatah, hands to your side. Sar, which means to turn. Courtesy salute for the sisters, all right? Men of Israel, my Shabbat, I imagine. Barak, Yahweh Shamar, Alatah Bashem Yahushua, Yazmatah, class dismissed. All right, Shalom, Israel.